Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
This is your daughter?
Yes.
How old are you?
13.
You, Mrs. Pritchard, have no first-hand knowledge of the facts surrounding this case, only what your daughter told you. Is that right?
This is true. Yes, thank you.
Why don't you have a seat?
Okay.
Mr. Brown, it's your complaint that this young lady filed a false police report about you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And as a result of that false police report, you spent a day in jail. You had to hire a lawyer. You had to come up with some bail.
Yes.
Well, let's start with how you know each other. Who wants to tell me how you know each other? Nobody. So let's start with you, Mr. Brown. Why don't you tell me how you know this 13-year-old girl?
Well, I had a neighbor that lived next door to me, and she would come over there with her friends and ask...
This young lady would come over to your neighbor's house?
Yes, Your Honor.
With her friends. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who is this neighbor of yours?
His name was Jimmy.
You know Jimmy?
Yes, Your Honor.
How far does Jimmy live from where you were living?
About a block away.
And you would go over to Jimmy's house? How old is Jimmy?
22.
He was a friend of yours?
Kinda. I didn't really know him.
Well, what would you go over to his house for?
We just went over there, and like me and my friends, we would go over there and talk to him until later on when he started buying alcohol, and we would go
Keep your voice up. All right, so you would go over and talk to him for a while, and then later on he would buy alcohol?
Yes.
What would he do with the alcohol?
He would give it to us, and we would either sometimes drink it with him, or we would leave and go drink it somewhere else.
Who would you go over to Jimmy's house with?
Just me and like 3 other friends.
Well, what are their names?
Like Jasmine.
Not like. I want to hear their names.
Jasmine, Brittany.
Jasmine. How old is Jasmine?
14.
Who else?
Brittany, and she's 15. Jessica, who's 13. That's pretty much.
All right, so you and your 3 friends would go over to this 22-year-old boy, man, person's house, and after chatting, he would buy you alcohol, which you would either consume there or you would take elsewhere. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened to Jimmy?
He moved out.
I'm still not hearing how you know. Your name is Kaylee?
Yes.
Kaylee.
After he moved out, she would come over then, because Jimmy was my friend. So after he moved out, her and her friends would ask me to buy him alcohol. So I did on occasions twice.
So that this young lady who's 13 years old and her 14, 15, and 13-year-old friend came over and said, well, Jimmy's not here anymore, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Huh?
Yes.
So would you buy us alcohol? Who asked him to buy you alcohol?
All of us did.
Did you pay him for it?
No, we didn't.
You didn't pay him for it with money?
No.
Did you pay him for it with anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown, why did you buy these children alcohol, sir?
Well, I knew they weren't 21, but I also knew that they said that they were older than what they were. You know, she said that she was 16 and...
Well, they certainly weren't old enough to buy alcohol, because if they were old enough to buy alcohol, Mr. Brown, they would have bought it themselves.
Yes, they would have.
So why would you buy children alcohol?
It was wrong for me to do, but...
Right. Yeah. How many times did he buy you alcohol, Kaylee?
At least 5 times that I can remember.
Well, there come a time, Kaylee, that you and your friends got annoyed with him and vandalized his car?
No, Your Honor.
Did you put snow in his car?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's vandalizing his car. Who put snow in his car? Is not an answer.
I did, and my friend Jesse.
Now, why did you do that, Kaylee?
Well, he wouldn't answer his door, and then we went and knocked on his window, and he was sleeping, and we told him that we were going to go fill his car up with snow if he didn't.
If he didn't what?
Answer his door. And then,
well, why did you want him to answer the door, Kaylee?
I do not remember. I was a while ago. I don't remember why we went there. But
well, would you go there for any other reason than for him to buy alcohol?
Yeah, sometimes we went over there just to hang out and to listen to music or to get cigarettes. And then we...
So you either wanted alcohol or cigarettes when you went to his house, and you wouldn't open the door. Is that right?
Your Honor.
So as a result of that, you and your friend opened up his car doors and filled his car up with snow?
Yes, Your Honor.
And...
Sorry. Wait. Sorry.
You think I'm being too hard on her?
No, no.
Good.
I just wanted to add something.
Perfect.
Sorry.
After you filled his car up with snow, what happened?
Me and my friend, we just took off, and then we didn't come back for a few weeks.
But then you decided to come back.
Yes, Your Honor.
For what?
More alcohol.
And did he answer the door this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did he buy you the alcohol?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did there come a time he decided not to buy alcohol for you?
No, Your Honor.
Well, tell me about the time that you allege that he pulled a gun on you. Because that's what the complaint was.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me about that.
Well, I went down and I met my friend, and then...
Friend who?
My friend Heather. And she brought 2 other people, Desiree and this other girl I did not even know. And Desiree has always had a problem with me. She did not like me. And when we ran away together, we would always go over to Terrell's house and we would get alcohol. And that day she wanted...
When did you run away?
I came back on Thanksgiving. I left like a week before Thanksgiving.
Why did you run away?
I do not even know. I just decided that I didn't want to be home, and me and my friends just left home and didn't come back.
Who lives in your house?
My mother, my father, and my 2 brothers.
How old are your brothers?
They're 12 and almost 9, so 8.
So you set the example for your 2 older brothers. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He kicked this chair and then he threw his keys down and he said he'll make us leave. And Desiree said, oh, you think you're all bad now because you got a gun? And that's when he freaked out and he pulled out the gun.
And later today,
You're looking at him as if he's a god. Who are you?
I'm his girlfriend.
Ooh. Listen to me. Do you have children?
No.
Keep it that way.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 27-year-old Terrell Brown says his former friend, 13-year-old Kaylee Pritchett, had him falsely arrested and thrown in jail. Kaylee says she and her friends used Terrell to buy alcohol and cigarettes.
Does your mother beat you?
No, Your Honor.
What about your father?
No, Your Honor.
Do they give you food?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you sleep shackled to a radiator?
No, Your Honor.
Well, then can you explain to me why you and your friend left home?
Just because we wanted to get out of my house because my parents had strict rules, and
Well, I'd like you to tell me about the strict rules.
that we couldn't do anything. We could not smoke.
You couldn't smoke. You should, wait, couldn't smoke.
We
What
couldn't
else?
leave the house after like 9 p.m.
Couldn't leave. You got this? You're following this.
I'm following.
You couldn't smoke. You couldn't drink, I assume. And you couldn't leave the house after 9 o'clock. Is she behaving any better now?
Yes. It's been a long haul, but yeah.
For how long?
Probably, I'd say since Thanksgiving, since she came home, and she's been in counseling with us as a family, and it's helped a
Great.
lot.
Kaylee, you do not sound like an unintelligent girl, which means that it seems to me that you have the necessary brain cells to be okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Some people, unfortunately for them, are born and they have to struggle. Sounds to me as if you don't have to struggle. You're just putting all of your efforts in the wrong direction.
Thank you.
But unfortunately, when you start to make mistakes when you're 13, unless you fix them fast, they last your whole life. So it's nice to hear from your mother that you seem to be doing better the last several months. You're doing better in school?
Yes, Your Honor.
What about these girlfriends of yours?
I do not speak to them anymore.
That sounds like a perfect idea. Now, let's get back to the gun episode.
Well, I went and met my friends and this girl, Desiree.
And you went to his house for alcohol.
Yes, and she told me that if I did not end up getting it, the house can get beat up, so I was doing everything that I could to get it.
Desiree said to you, if you don't get into the house and get some alcohol from Mr. Brown, I'm going to beat you up.
Yes.
Is that,
Your Honor.
is that the story that you're selling today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, come on, I'm listening.
We went over to his house, and he said he was going to get it, but he had a few errands to run. And Desiree's like, do not let him leave. I was like, all right. So Desiree went outside when he was leaving, and we sat on his hood of his car. And I got on after her, and we weren't going to let him leave. So he decided to go back inside. Well, he wasn't going to let us in, so we all pushed the door back open, and we got in. And
Got into his house?
yeah, when he was right there. But and
Well,
like,
you pushed the door to get into his house? That's trespassing. That's a crime. You know that. You understand that. That's a crime. First of all, you sat on his car and vandalized it, and then you push your way into his house. That's a crime. That's trespass.
And then he told us to leave, and Desiree said no. And then we all decided not to leave. So he kicked this chair, and then he threw his keys down, and he said he'll make us leave. Well, then he went into the room, and he came back out, and he was putting something in the back of his pants. And he sat down, and he told us to leave. And Desiree said, oh, you think you're all bad now because you got a gun? And that's when he freaked out, and he said leave, and we said no. And that's when he pulled out the gun. And the first thing I did was run out the door, and my friends came right after me. And he came outside, and he was yelling just on the top of his lungs, just yelling at us, and we just took off, and we went home. And we did not call the cops till the next day.
What'd you call the police for?
Because we were scared, because he was telling us about all...
All you have to do is not go over and bother him anymore.
Well,
Oh. Mr. Brown, how old are you?
27.
You spent the day in jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good for you. Probably should have spent a couple more. I'm not sure whether you had a gun or whether you didn't have a gun. Certainly, Kaylee here had no right being in your house, had no right committing a crime. You told her to leave. You understand that, Miss Pritchett?
Yes.
You told her to leave. She didn't leave with her friends. He begged her to leave. They threatened him. All of that, Mr. Brown, was brought about by your actions because you supplied the girls with alcohol. And that's what happens when you do the wrong thing. When you do the wrong thing, you never know where it's going to come back and bite you in the behind. You understand, Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you knew you were wrong, and you knew it would come out to no good, right?
Yep.
So, there's an old legal doctrine, and it's called the doctrine of clean hands. And it means when a person comes to court, and you're asking a court to do the right thing, you have to come to court and say, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't bring on any of this myself. I have clean hands. You can't come here and say I have clean hands. You committed a crime by furnishing alcohol to minors. I want you to make yourself feel a little bit better, Mr. Brown. Say the police arrested you and held you for 24 hours because you broke the law by supplying alcohol to minors instead of for threatening them with a gun. Either way, you spent a day in jail. It wasn't enough. You contributed to the delinquency of minors by furnishing them alcohol. And you're just lucky that none of them either got sick or got hurt as a result of becoming intoxicated with the alcohol you provided them, Mr. Brown. We understand each other?
Yes, Your Honor.
Goodbye.
The parties are excused. You may step out.
They came over, wanted me to buy him alcohol, so I bought it for him, and that was it.
He's older. You'd think he'd be wiser not to buy minors alcohol and cigarettes.
I messed up, and I did stuff I shouldn't have done.
You want to see the best for your kids, and she hasn't been smart.
Keep in school and not do it. It's not worth it to get yourself in trouble and put your parents in pain.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hill versus Secord, step forward, please.
Field Tech Stephen Hill is suing his wife's ex-husband, cable installer George Secord, for a furniture debt. Stephen says George is not abiding by his divorce agreement.
Mr. Hill, you are currently married to the defendant's former wife.
Correct.
How long had you been married to Mrs. Hill?
Nearly 10 years.
Do you have children?
2.
How old are they?
11 and 15.
And when were you divorced?
1999.
You had a separation agreement?
Yes.
And the separation agreement was incorporated into the terms of your divorce?
Yes.
You were represented by an attorney?
Correct.
And your former wife had an attorney?
She sure did.
And the two of you, through your attorneys, got together and hammered out the terms of an amicable support,
Correct.
the distribution of marital property,
Yes.
and the distribution of debts.
Yep.
Yes would be your answer.
Yes.
According to the terms of the judgment of divorce, the defendant agreed to assume certain marital debt. The debt that is in question is for furniture.
Correct.
Furniture which he kept.
Yes.
And he said, I want to keep the furniture, I'm going to pay for it. And he didn't.
Correct.
Certainly the credit card company that financed this furniture wasn't a party to your judgment of divorce, Mr. Secord, is that correct?
No, they weren't.
So they weren't letting your former wife off the hook because she was a signatory on the loan.
Right.
So when you did not pay, pursuant to your judgment of divorce, that debt, they went after your former wife.
Right.
And since she and her present husband had a joint bank account, right?
Yes.
They attached his bank account. Mr. Hill was forced to pay this $4,700 in order to get his bank account back and to clear his wife's credit. Now, in what year, sir, did they attach your bank account?
That'd be 2004.
And the divorce was in 1999.
Correct.
So I'd like you to explain to me, Mr. Secord, between 1999 and, say, 2002, why you did not take care of this debt.
I was in litigation with the company to work out a payment to be washed of the whole thing, which at that time...
Just a second, you're talking gibberish to me now.
They were ready to settle for 15 cents on the dollar to wipe the whole bill out at that point. And I, at that time, told them, yes, I'd take it. And I was unable to settle up with them in the time they wanted to be settled with, so they went after her. And when they went after her, she didn't go to court to stand up for herself or show them that there was a divorce agreement and it was my bill now. And they got a judgment against her. Eventually, after they got married...
You're looking at him as if he's a god. Who are you?
Excuse me?
I said you're looking at him as if he's a god.
Maybe
Would you please tell me who you are?
I'm his girlfriend.
Your girlfriend. Ooh. Listen to me. Do you have children?
No.
Keep it that way. Listen to me, Mr. Secord. Let us understand each other, sir. You have 2 children with this lady, and you did the wrong thing. And when you stand there and make a fool of yourself in front of 10 million people, it's really irritating. You assumed a responsibility. I'm speaking. You assumed a responsibility. Your responsibility, pursuant to the judgment of divorce, was to take care of this debt. By you settling with the company for 15 cents on the dollar, that takes the credit of both you and your wife down about 10 pegs. Because if somebody else wants to lend her money, they're going to look and they're going to say, listen, the last debt she incurred, she got rid of by paying off 15 cents on the dollar. They don't care who paid it off. It's a bad debt.
Well,
that's something that you... Hey. What do you do?
If she was so concerned about it, why didn't she go to court?
Throw her out of here. Throw her out. Throw her out.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Not necessary. Does it sound like you're losing? The only losing thing that you did was make 2 children with him. I hope they're nice children. We're going to hope you take good care of him, because he's a loser. And you're very lucky to have gotten rid of him before you wasted any more time with him. I'm sure it cost you a lot more. This is not going to cost you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,700. That's all. Put him out, too.
Well, parties are excused. You may step out. This is case number 583 in the matter of McClenathan versus Connell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
What's your first name?
Amanda.
How old are you, Amanda?
19.
How long have you been living on your own?
Since January.
You go to school or you work?
I go to school and work.
What school do you go to?
Eastern Connecticut State University.
And what about you? How old are you?
20.
You go to school also?
Yes.
Same school?
No.
What school?
Three Rivers Community College.
How long have you known each other?
Since freshman year of high school.
According to the complaint, you girls decided to live together with 1 boy or 2 boys?
It was just 1 to begin with.
Which boy? Raise your right hand. Had to think about that for a minute. Yep. You are John.
Yep.
John with the paintball gun.
Yeah.
And I gather that after you moved in, you're going to tell me when things didn't work out. And according to your complaint, defendant moved out owing you some money. Owed you money for rent and a deposit. She says that she owes you a little bit for rent, right?
Mostly for...
That's not what you said here. You said you owed her a little bit for rent. Not as much as she wants, but that you have a counterclaim because you claim that she has some of your property and she assaulted you.
She threw a soda bottle at me.
Just say yes or no.
Yes.
I'm going to get to your story in a sec. When did you sign your lease?
A little bit before January 1st when we moved in.
And what was the rent?
$1,200 a month.
Who was helping you pay your rent?
I work 3 jobs and go to school, so I pay my own rent.
That's pretty good. And what about John with the paintball gun?
He works full-time. He's a workaholic. He works all the time.
Good. You're supposed to split the rent 3 ways.
Yes.
You say that Miss Connell had trouble coming up with rent and deposit.
Yes.
Go ahead, let me hear.
Okay. When we first moved in, we each had to pay $647.50 for the first month's rent, deposit, all that. And she could only come up with $300, so I covered her. It was $347.50. And since I handle all the bills, everything's in my name, I request that all the rent is made by January 20th so I can send it out for February 1st. On January 20th, Alyssa still didn't have any money because she was suspended from work. So I covered her then, too. So I sent the rent out on January 20th, and it would have been $400.
So you covered her for that money?
Yes.
So far she owes you $747.50. Is that right?
Yes.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
Go ahead.
So then it was January 29th. I was babysitting for a family friend, and my little brother was at the house, but she wanted to have a party. And I said, that's fine, just keep it downstairs, keep it in the basement, because I have little kids here. And I don't want them seeing all that, because they were partying pretty hard. And then she kept bringing people upstairs, even though I asked her not to. So we locked the doors so that people that were coming there, we were all pretty drunk, were just like banging on the door, and we were like, we wouldn't let them upstairs. So one of them threatened John, and that's when John shot the paintball gun out in the yard. And Alyssa was really mad. She came upstairs and she started screaming at him. She was really, really drunk. So she was like yelling at him, and then started yelling at me, and she ran at me like a chimpanzee. And obviously I knew she was really drunk and I wasn't going to sit there and fight with her, so I just let her. She left. She took her bottle of Captain and she left. Then on the 3rd of February, she called John and said, because we weren't letting her party there anymore, that it wasn't fun living there anymore and she didn't want to live there, so she was moving out. On the 5th, she came back, took her bed and most of her belongings. On the 7th of February, the room smelled disgusting, so I finally went in there. Well, actually, James went in there and like trying to find what smelled, and found 2 bags of rotten frozen meatballs. That was the smell. It smelled revolting.
Is that right, James?
Yes.
What
And
were you doing with meatballs in your room?
I don't think they were mine, so I don't know what she's talking about. I wouldn't have meatballs in my room.
Maybe one of your friends brought the meatballs.
Nobody was in my room that night.
What kind of a party were you having?
Actually, to set the story straight, it wasn't my party. We had been having parties every Saturday except for the 22nd because it snowed that day. Then on the 29th, we had people calling us saying, hey, we heard you're having a party.
Who were they calling?
Mine and Amanda's cell phones. And actually,
anybody call your cell phone?
I'm sure people did.
Did you tell them that you were having a party?
No.
Yes, she did.
No, I did not. I never said that we were having a party.
Were you downstairs partying with your friends?
I was down there for a little bit, but I kept coming upstairs because I didn't even know half the people. Her friends were down there also, though.
Did she have small children upstairs?
Yes, she did.
So then I gather she did not go downstairs.
She was downstairs for a little bit.
I was not.
No, I don't believe that. What happened to the rent? $747.50.
When we first moved in, it was one of those things where we had to come up with money because the guy wanted us to sign the lease. Because he
of course, that's what happened.
Yes, he was going back to Maryland. So I got money from my mother. She wrote me a $200 check, and then we said the rest of it would come up with along the way. So she covered some of it. She covered $135 of mine. And
well, she says she covered $347.50.
John gave $1,000.
I'm asking you about your money. I'm not interested in anybody else. She said she covered $347.50 for you. Is that correct?
No.
How much did she cover for you?
I'm not sure of these. I want to say $135 she covered of mine because she was also paying for James to move in.
I'm talking about your money. Show me proof that you gave her $647.50, please.
I didn't give her all of it. I
close to it. Around January. Can I have that, please? Around January of 2005. This is December 20th, 2004. Check made out to you for $200 that you cashed.
Yes.
What's that for?
That her mother paid $200 of her. So out of the $300 that she paid, her mother paid $200 of it, and her mom made the check out to me.
So she owes.
So she did give $300, but she owed $647.50.
$647.50,
yeah.
leaving $347.50. Do you understand?
She didn't put in all the money, though. John put in some of it.
I don't care who put it in. She'll give it back to John.
Okay.
You owe the money. You didn't pay
general,
for it.
Yes.
$347.50.
I owe the money.
Okay. January.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She had become very temperamental. She threatened me with retaliation. She threw a soda bottle at me.
Did she hit you with it?
Yes.
And later today.
You didn't think that coming here was going to be a picnic, did you, Mr. Collins?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I'm not known as picnic lady.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amanda McClenathan says ex-roommate Alyssa Connell owes for rent and a security deposit. Alyssa claims Amanda assaulted her with a can of soda.
Now, when did you move out in February?
On February 4th, I packed up some of my belongings. I was not planning to move out. She assumed I was.
I don't care. You were there in February.
Until the 4th.
Then you owe the rent for February.
The reason I moved out, though, was because initially I called up the landlord and I had called the police also because she had become very temperamental. She wrote on my door with a permanent marker. She threatened me with retaliation. And so I was calling the police, talking to them what I should do about this because I don't feel safe living with her. She's going to be throwing things at me, threatening me. I have a brand new car and I don't want anything happening to it because she's the type of person who will egg a person's car if she doesn't like them.
Well, let me ask you this question, Ms. Connell. When did she do this to you, these things?
On February 2nd, which was a Wednesday, she threw a soda bottle at me.
That's the assault you're talking about?
Yes.
And she wasn't a bottle. According to your answer,
can.
it was a can.
A can or a bottle.
Did she hit you with it?
Yes.
Where?
In the leg?
Did you go to a doctor?
No.
Why not?
Because it wasn't, it was just like a bruise or something that it left.
What do you mean, just like a bruise or something?
It was just a bruise that it left.
Do you have a photograph of it?
I had a camera that had pictures on it of all the damages that she did to the house, the 2 doors
I'm
that
not
she broke.
interested in the house. I asked you about your leg.
Well, there was pictures on it, but she stole it out of my room.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Let's move on from the assault. February 2nd, you had this altercation.
Yes.
You moved out some stuff on February 4th.
Yes.
Had you paid February's rent on the 20th of January?
Not yet.
Why not?
Because, she said, I was suspended from work, which was a whole sexual harassment retaliation type thing that we're
You owed the money.
Yes, I know.
Well, you should have paid her. So far, that's $747.50, which is exactly what she's suing for, which is what you owe her. Now let's get to your counterclaim, okay? Because I've just taken care of the assault. It's not nice if you threw a soda can at her. Value of personal property and damages. What personal property does she have of yours?
Do you want the list, or do you want me to just read it to you?
Read it to me.
Okay. I left 2 washers and a dryer.
That's a big item, washer and dryer.
She did leave those items. I have pictures of all the items that she left at the house that I took a couple days before I left for court. She just left them at the house. No one ever took them from her.
Fine, so you don't have a problem returning them?
No. She can come get them whenever she wants.
Okay. I have a sofa. 2 sofas or one?
Yes, there's 2 sofas.
2 sofas.
A chair.
A washing machine.
A
dryer. A chair.
Oh, she also left another chair and a punching bag.
Okay. You arranged for a truck in 5 days, madam? Go and pick up your stuff.
Yes. The fact of the matter is, though, is that I lost of sale on the washer and dryer because I could have sold it, and I had told John that I was going to come pick them up.
I don't care. 5 days from today, you go and pick up your stuff. Anything else?
Yes. 2 CDs, 5 belts, a black ruffled skirt, white dress pants, and my coat was damaged in the stuff that she packed up.
Do you have any of her property? Listen to me very carefully, madam. You owe her $747 and 5 days from today.
She changed the law.
And 5 days from today, she had every right to. You hadn't paid rent. It's not her problem that you got laid off from work. Get another job.
I had the job still.
Perfect. Then you should have paid rent. 5 days from today, is this your mother?
Yes.
Your mother, whoever else you want to, is going to go pick up your property that you left behind when you moved out. Your white dress with the ruffled feathers you should have taken with you when you moved. Thank you very much. This case is over.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I can't help the fact that Amanda's a compulsive liar and she likes to throw things at people.
I think it's hilarious that she said I assaulted her because I threw a cup of soda. I was 5 feet away from her. I threw a cup of soda on the floor and it splashed her.
She broke 2 doors in the house one night when she was drunk.
She's very immature, obviously.
Pick your friends a little better.
If she can't pay the rent in the beginning, don't get into a lease with her. She's not going to pay it all along.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brooks versus Collins. Step forward, please.
21-year-old warehouse worker John David Brooks is suing his former friend, 24-year-old service repairman Eric Collins, for wrecking his quad runner.
Mr. Brooks, you are the owner of an off-road vehicle. Mr. Collins was an acquaintance of yours. It is your claim that he rode your off-road vehicle without your permission and wrecked it. Mr. Collins acknowledges that he rode the vehicle, but he says the brakes were defective and he injured himself. He has medical bills. He is going to take his lawsuit against you to the Supreme Court where he can sue you for a lot more money. That's what your answer is. Is that right?
Correct.
Good. Do you have a lawyer?
No, I don't.
When did this happen?
September the 28th, 2004.
What are you waiting for?
To pay my lawyer some more money.
Mr. Collins, you don't see stupid written across here, do you?
No, ma'am, I don't.
The kind of suit you are alleging is a suit in negligence. Lawyers do not accept money up front for that. What they do is they work on a contingency, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have a lawyer that's charging you a fee?
Of course.
What is this lawyer's name?
I'd rather not say.
I'd rather you would.
Gerald.
How much have you paid him so far?
Not pertaining to this case here.
This case here, Mr. Collins.
Which I did not put a counterclaim against him. He put one against me.
What part of the English language don't you understand, Mr. Collins? I asked you how much money did you pay your lawyer so far?
I have not paid him a dime pertaining to this case.
Correct. I assume he's represented you with regard to other matters in the past, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Collins? How old are you, sir?
24.
What kind of matters has he represented you on, Mr. Collins? Is not an answer.
Just minor charges.
Criminal matters.
No.
What are you looking
no
at him
criminal
for?
matters.
What are you looking at him for? You didn't think that coming here was going to be a picnic, did you, Mr. Collins?
No, ma'am, I did not.
I'm not known as the picnic lady.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When you do something wrong, you're supposed to take responsibility for it.
Of
Then
course.
you can put a period and move on with your life and be a productive citizen.
Yes, ma'am.
As opposed to making excuses for why you do not accept responsibility and trying to give me a lot of who shot John. What is an off-road vehicle? Is not an answer.
The ATV, all-terrain vehicle.
That is a vehicle that is to be ridden off the
street.
Now, you allowed someone else to borrow your all-terrain vehicle. Who was that? Raise your hand.
Right Jason.
Here. That would be you.
Yeah. Yes.
You borrowed Mr. Brooks's all-terrain vehicle because you were going duck
to a dove shoot?
Dove shoot.
Yes, ma'am.
Did they ever do anything to you?
No.
And Mr. Brooks allowed you to take the ATV. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you brought it back, and it was in good condition.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what did you do with it?
I didn't do anything. I brought it back to my house, and David was supposed to come back and pick it
David.
up. Yes, ma'am.
David was supposed to come back and pick it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
He came by that night that Eric wrecked it. He had a trailer.
Just a second.
Oh.
You ran by that very quickly. He came by that night and you said, Eric, that would be him.
That's correct.
You wrecked it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did he get his hands on it?
Well, it was left at the house that we were
No,
renting.
you left it at the house. You borrowed it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you leave it?
In the garage.
Was he at your house, Mr. Collins?
Yeah, well, he was living there at the time.
Did he ask you if he could use it?
No, ma'am.
So he took it without
permission.
Right, Mr. Collins?
Right.
And what happened when you took it without permission, Mr. Collins?
Well, took it around the block.
Why looking at me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We took it around the block.
Not we. You.
I took it around the block. Brakes failed. Hit a brick wall. Woke up in the middle of the road with a crushed hand, dislocated knee, and a concussion.
It's a good thing that this is a G-rated show. Otherwise, I would say something like, something happens. You take things without permission, sir. So I would suggest you save your money for your lawyer because you have no case.
Okay.
It would be like you saying, you know, I saw that Rolls Royce just sitting in the middle of the road. And I've never gotten behind the wheel of a Rolls Royce before. So the door was open, and I got in, and the key was on the floor mat. So I took the key and I started it, and took it for a ride, and the brakes failed, and I wrapped up the car, and I was hurt. And then you turn around and sue the owner of this old Rolls Royce because the brakes were bad. What do you think about that?
Well, what could I say?
What could I say, sir? You took Mr. Brooks's property without permission, and you wrecked it.
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you wreck it, you pay for it. Does that sound right to you?
Well, yes, ma'am.
Now he's got the drill. See how easy that was?
Like a bird's nest on the ground.
May I see a photograph of your ATV, sir? Did you get this fixed?
No, ma'am, I totaled it out there. I had the estimate, and I could have bought a new one for as much as it would have cost for the parts.
Well, how much did you pay for this one?
I paid $1,800 for it.
When?
I believe it was January last year. After that, I probably put about $600 into it, a new exhaust, tires.
You're suing him for $1,680. How come?
That's about what the worth of it was at the time.
Mr. Collins?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm coming back to you for a moment, sir. You got on the all-terrain vehicle and you took it out of the garage.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I didn't.
Sorry about that.
You took it out of the garage.
That's correct.
And you were going to just take it for a spin around the street?
Yes, ma'am.
This was on a street, right?
Actually, it was a boulevard, but, you know,
It was a boulevard
same thing.
where the ATV was not supposed to be ridden, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's supposed to be ridden on all terrain except city streets, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So aside from taking it without permission, you were breaking the law.
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you get with it?
Not very far.
Well, how far?
Quarter of a mile.
Sir, that's the most expensive quarter-of-a-mile ride you will probably ever have. It's going to cost you $1,680. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I guess the law is the law, and that's about the plainest way to...
Now, this is case number 483 on the calendar in the matter of Gonzalez versus Stoddard. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Gonzalez, it is your claim that Mr. Stoddard vandalized your car and threw a bottle at it, and you want him to pay some $4,000 in damage. And I gather from reading all of these papers that there was an incident involving a girlfriend of yours. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is this the girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're going to start with her. Step up, please. Tell me your name.
Amanda. Amanda.
All right. Amanda, you have a last name.
Payne, P.
On what night did you allegedly have trouble with Mr. Gonzalez and his friends?
The night of the incident.
Well, what date was that?
I'm not sure.
What date was that?
August 26, 2004.
All right, now I want you to tell me your version of what happened that night.
I was outside talking to Sam over here, and I was going to go back into the apartment, and him and his friend stopped me, and they took me over to the
Okay, he and his friend. Did you know them before that evening?
I had met them, yes.
So you were acquaintances?
Right.
And you say he and his friend stopped you. How did they stop you?
They took me by my arms. They grabbed me by my arms just like that.
Yes.
And they took me over by the pool area, and they were touching me and feeling me.
Tell me what they said to you when they grabbed you by the arm. Tell me what...
They had been drinking, so they were just slurring and just making rude comments to me, saying, you're going to come over here and, you know, we're going to do this and that. And I had hollered for Sam. And
okay, so they grabbed you and pulled you over to the pool area?
Yeah, we were walking over by there.
Well, as you were walking over to the pool area, were you calling for help?
Yes, I called for Sam, and they...
As you were walking over to the pool area?
Yes.
Before anything happened to you, were you calling for anybody?
No, because they had just took me by my arms, and they were just walking me over there fast.
Well, did you say I don't want to go with you? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I did.
Amanda. Okay, let's keep going. So they walked you over to the pool area. Go ahead.
They had me picked up, and they were smacking my butt and just touching me, like I said.
And you were calling for Sam?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And they had told me to shut up, and they called me a B word.
Go ahead.
And then that's when Obed came over.
That's this person over here, yeah?
Yes, and he had came over, and he'd been drinking, and I said, Obed, do something. And he said, what? Like nothing was going on.
Yeah.
And then he left. And then I managed to get myself away from them, and I ran back over to Sam and told Sam about it.
For Sam. Up. Sam, you have a last name.
Dyer.
What did Amanda tell you, Mr. Dyer, when she came over to you?
Well,
I want you to think very carefully of the exact words she used.
She was crying, and at first I couldn't get her to tell me. It was hard to find out what was going on. She started to tell me that these men had tried to grab her, touch her, and she used the word rape. At the same time that she had told me that, I saw the two walk past me to the car, get in the car.
And this gentleman was one of them?
Yes.
Okay, so they walked past you and they got into the car.
And then I went to the car to ask them if they were leaving. And they said, yes, but we'll be right back. We're going to the store. I went in to get my buddy, Heath, right here, to tell him what had happened. And I was angry. I can say that for myself. I was angry. I don't like to see... She was hysterical, very upset. And I told him what was going on.
You told Heath?
Heath. He was getting ready for work at the time. You know, I was excited. I was like, you know, I was kind of jazzed now, and I'm telling him, these guys are coming right back. This is what happened.
Okay, so they left. They did leave.
They had left, and they returned.
Do they live there in this apartment complex?
Obed.
He does?
Does live there, yes.
He does. So that they came back because they said they were going to?
Yes.
Okay. Strange behavior for people who were trying to rape somebody, to leave and come back. But go ahead.
Okay. I didn't actually see this, but I heard a glass shatter. That's when he later had told me that was a beer bottle that hit the window.
That he threw at the window?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The passenger then, he's not here right now, but the passenger jumped out, throwing his hands up, ready to fight.
Because somebody had thrown a bottle.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
There were 3 of them, one of Heath. Heath was approaching the car. As he was approaching the car, I went around the passenger side and engaged in a scuffle with the guy who had jumped out. I was ready, telling him to take a swing, which he did try to take a swing. I ended up taking him to the ground. He started to pull away from me. Heath was right there. They started fighting. I started to separate the 2, the guy that is not here, Heath, and that other guy. And that's really all that I saw.
You've been most helpful.
Thank you.
Don't sit down.
Okay.
Mr. Gonzalez, had you been drinking that night?
We had been drinking. We weren't drunk.
Shh. Had you been drinking that night?
No.
Had you been?
Yes.
What had you been drinking?
Beer.
And you?
No, ma'am.
Fine. So you were drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was driving?
I was driving. I only had 1 beer. I wasn't drunk at all.
Who else were you with?
I was with my other friend and my cousin Obed.
Do you know Amanda Payne?
I do. I met her.
You want to tell me what happened that night?
Yes, ma'am, I do. That night, my cousin Obed had called me, and he said, hey, Miss Payne wanted to see me that night. I went over there with intentions of only seeing her. And
is that right, Obed?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up.
And shh. Oh, sorry.
Obed, when did Miss Payne tell you that she wanted to see your cousin?
We were outside talking, and I told her that David was in town, and she told me to call him up, so I called him up.
Is that right?
No. I never wanted to see him.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, you are. You are. I could tell that your whole story was a little bit smelly. But about this, I know for sure you're lying, because he's telling me the truth. You caused a whole lot of trouble that night.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
According to you, Amanda, this was a terrible experience. Is that right?
Yes.
Was she crying?
No, ma'am.
Was she screaming?
No, ma'am.
You know that I don't believe you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Gonzalez says he was assaulted and his car was vandalized by Heath Stoddard. Heath claims David sexually assaulted his friend.
Go ahead.
After that, what had happened was when I came outside, they were sitting over, my cousin and my friend were sitting over there with her talking, and she
Where?
called my name near the pool area.
Go ahead.
She called my name to tell, she said, Obed, do something, and I said, guys, leave her alone.
What were they doing?
She was sitting on his lap while my friend was standing up talking to her.
Well, what did it appear as if they were doing?
Sitting and talking, that's what I thought they were doing.
Okay, was she crying at that point?
No, ma'am.
Was she screaming at that point?
No, ma'am.
When you came out and you said, guys, leave her alone, did she get up?
Yes, she did. She got up, and so did they, and I took them to the store to put gas in their car.
And then you came back?
Yes, ma'am, because they dropped me off. They had to go back to where they lived.
Do you know Heath?
Yes, ma'am, I do. He lives right across the breezeway from me.
You think Heath knew that she had said, why don't you call David and have him come over?
No, ma'am, because he came and asked me earlier on after the incident happened. He asked me some questions, and I told him she told him that she had nobody, that she was just staying with him, just to live there. She didn't say that she was dating him.
According to you, Amanda, this was a pretty terrible experience. Is that right?
Yes.
When did you contact the police, and can I see the police report?
The cops were called while the fight was occurring.
Can I see the report, please? Who called the police?
I'm not sure.
There was a lady that lived upstairs, and she called the cops.
Is that the only police report you had? This has nothing to do with the assault.
That is the assault.
No, this is what you allege happened to you. What happened to the assault on these guys?
I couldn't get access to it. I tried.
Did you file one?
Yes, I did.
When?
On that night as well, August 26th.
Now, what happened with these allegations, Miss Payne?
We went to court several times in Bethany, and at every hearing that we had, it got continued, and then finally they dismissed it and told me to go file in Oklahoma County because they didn't want to deal with it anymore. They thought it was a more serious matter.
Were you ever arrested?
No, ma'am, I was not.
There was never an arrest with regard to your allegations of sex abuse, madam.
I never went back and filed.
Why?
Because they had made a police report on Heath, and I didn't want them to go forward with pursuing Heath because I didn't think he was in the wrong, and I was tired of going through it.
When did they make the police report against Heath?
The same night.
First?
No.
You know that I don't believe you when you say that you didn't tell him to call David to come over?
You might not believe me, but I didn't.
Because you knew these two young men. There were other people around in the complex that night. If somebody grabbed you by the arm to walk you over to the pool area, all you had to do was scream and say, "Let go, help me, somebody help me," which you didn't do. Which you didn't do, because they would have heard you.
There were two guys. There were two of them.
They were not armed, madam. You knew who they were. All you had to do was scream, "Somebody help me." You didn't do that.
I hollered for Sam.
Let me see the damage to your car, please.
You want to see the estimates as well?
Yep. I'm going to get back to you in a second, Sam. Sometimes things are not as they appear. Now, you had options. Your option was, instead of going out there and starting trouble, you go into the house and you call 911 and you report an alleged attempted rape and you wait for the police, right?
Could have done that.
Is that the right thing to do?
That is the right thing to do.
Would you say that if I am correct, that Amanda over here asked Obed to call his cousin David, and she wouldn't want to say that now because things got out of hand that night, right? Right? Things got out of hand with you and with Heath that night, right? But if I am correct that she wanted David to come over just to talk, you would have been wrong to get involved with this, to confront and assault him, right?
If
the passenger in the car?
If she hadn't.
I'm saying to you, if I am correct.
If you are correct. I see what you're saying, yes.
How old are you?
30.
I'm older. What kind of work do you do?
At the time, I was a detention officer for a juvenile detention center.
And now?
Now I manage group homes for people with developmental disabilities.
Well, my job for the last 30 years or so has been to figure out who is telling the truth and who's telling a lie. That's my job.
Right.
So I have more experience than you do. So you have to rely on me when I say to you, she asked Obed to call his cousin. Now, if you knew that then, would you have confronted the passenger in the car?
Not in that case.
Right. Okay. Boy, if I were one of two guys that attempted to rape somebody, I wouldn't go put gas in my car and come back to the same place. That just doesn't sound right. Once I got in my car, I would leave and not come back. Say, boy, hope this blows over. Wouldn't you?
They may have thought nothing was going to happen.
Maybe they thought nothing was going to happen because nothing happened. That's a possibility, isn't it?
That is a possibility.
I know that Heath would like to believe everything that she says. It's not true. And what you two gentlemen should have done was to pick up the phone and call the police so that in the event that something did happen to this young lady, the police would have dealt with it. They weren't going anywhere. They had just come back. What kind of car do you have, sir?
1995 Mazda 626.
The estimate that you have probably is worth more than the car is worth. There's a lot of damage to the car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We were about to leave home, and then the cops come over and they're like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, here's these papers, sexual assault and battery." I was like, "What?"
She just speculated and made her own ruling, and, you know, she didn't even ask me what happened, you know, my side or anything.
Basically, she ran the game on everybody.
They're lying. They wanted their money, and that's what they're getting.
Her story was whack. Everything she said was whack. All three of them are whack, and that's what they get.
I just feel really bad for Amanda.
It escalated to fighting and beer bottles hitting windows.
I saw red. I was ready to take someone down.
Thanks, Judge Judy. You rock.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ramos versus Kearney. Step forward, please.
19-year-old salesperson Aubrey Ramos is suing her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old tow truck driver Tim Kearney, for a loan to pay a marijuana fine and for a cell phone.
Ms. Ramos, the defendant is your former boyfriend. You claim he owes you for some tickets that you paid off for him and a cell phone.
Yes.
And he says that he paid you for the loan for the tickets, and he doesn't owe you anything for the cell phone. Loans. Let me hear.
All right, as of 11/13 of last year, Tim asked me if I could pay a ticket
that was amount of $600. It was for possession of marijuana, and I had just received a credit card at that time, so I said I would go ahead and do that. He also said he would pay me every week, $50.
And did he do that?
For about 2 weeks, he paid me, and then it was every other week, and then it was whenever he had the money.
Well, who kept the record?
I kept the record.
Let me see the record you kept.
I don't have, I mean, I calculated it on paper. I don't have any proof other than what the credit card states.
No, you said he paid you. So when if he paid you, when he paid you for 2 weeks, and then he skipped a week, and then he paid you the next week, and then he paid when he could, somebody had to keep a record of when the payments were made and what there is. How do you know what the balance was? Are you guessing what the balance is?
No, not guessing. I totaled it up, and
well, show me from what you totaled it up.
I just kept it on a scrap piece of paper that I do not have.
Oh. Okay. What else?
Then, February 21st of 2004, Tim wanted to join my phone bill, have another line on there. He said he would pay me every month that the phone bill was due, and that if we stopped dating, he would still pay the fee every month. He then decided to break up with me a month later, and he kept paying the bill for another 2 months. His girlfriend and I got in a confrontation over the phone, so I turned off his phone the next day. There's a $200 cancellation fee. He told me that he did not owe me any more money for
He
the
doesn't
phone.
owe you any money. He kept his end of the bargain.
Not at all.
Shh. Do I look like I need some help? When you lend somebody money, you keep records. Courts don't deal in guessing. Mr. Kearney says that he has, in fact, paid you back all but $50.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, he doesn't know that either. He's just making that up. You don't know how much he owes you because you're just making it up, because if you had scraps of paper, then you would have brought them to court. You didn't. When you make a business, a contract arrangement with somebody, even if it's an oral contract, you keep records. Otherwise, you're asking courts to guess. Courts don't guess. Mr. Kearney says he owes you $50. You can't prove to me that he owes you any more than $50. So you get $50 on the loan for the ticket for the marijuana. But now, as far as the cell phone is concerned, this is very, very fast. Right. He made an arrangement with you, according to what you just told me, that he would pay you each month for the cell phone. And according to you, he paid you even after you broke up. For 2 months, he paid the cell phone bill. And then you got into a contest, a match with his girlfriend on the phone, and you turned off the cell phone. That's what you just told me. So you want the $200 cancellation fee. He doesn't owe that to you. He didn't tell you to cancel the phone. You canceled the phone because you had an argument with his girlfriend. You had no right to turn off the telephone, and if you did and incurred a cancellation fee, that, Ms. Ramos, is your problem. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $50. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. Out of Yatar versus Safford.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Ms. Yatar, you and Mr. Stafford were engaged to be married, and according to your complaint, you were living in a condo that was owned by your mother. And when you moved in, the two of you decided to do some renovations on the condo. Mr. Stafford terminated the engagement rather abruptly, and you claim owes you money for a Home Depot bill that he promised to pay for materials to renovate your mother's condo. Mr. Stafford says that that's ridiculous. Why should he pay to renovate a condo that belongs to your mother? In addition, when he left a whole bunch of stuff there, electronics and things that more than cover the value of this bill. However, he's counterclaiming for that. And in addition, he says that you began a course of conduct that borders on harassment, which he's going to tell me about. When did you move into your mother's condo?
In December of 2004. 2003, I'm sorry.
When did you become engaged?
In February of 2004.
What kind of work did you have to do in the condo?
We didn't have to do anything. We decided to fix, when my mom had decided to get a job in Boston, we fixed up the 2 rooms that were adjoining, which included the master bedroom. We both decided that it would just be nice to make it a little more homey because it would be our home for a few years probably.
What kind of work did you do, Mr. Stafford, in the house?
I replaced the drop ceiling, knocked the wall out, painted both rooms, built a entertainment center into the wall.
You're pretty handy.
None of it got finished.
Well, it's pretty handy even to start it. Now, tell me why you think, Ms. Yatow, that he should pay for this outstanding bill from Home Depot.
Because we made an agreement that it all started with a computer. We each had a computer. One was a laptop, Macintosh, one was an IBM. And we were going to switch because we needed each other's computers. And
why did you need each other?
Because I had a Mac and he records music and it was better for that. And I needed an IBM because I was working on an honors project and the Mac wasn't compatible. But then he moved in, so that kind of faded away. Right. And then his computer ended up crashing. So we decided to buy a new computer, and we put it on a Best Buy credit card, which I paid off when I graduated from college, and I got graduation money. So he told me, we made the agreement that if I paid off for the computer that we both shared, that he would pay for the Home Depot credit card, which was less money than the computer.
When did you buy the computer?
Probably April or May.
Does that sound like the deal that you made with her?
It wasn't to pay off one and pay off the other. We kind of split everything, so it was split everything.
No. Now, when did you leave, Mr. Stafford?
June, July, the end of June, first week of July.
Under what circumstances did you leave?
Not good circumstances, actually. A couple of things had come to light.
I don't want to hear about it. It's not important. Did you have a discussion? Did you?
No.
Well, we had an argument because she cheated on me, and it came.
This isn't true.
It came.
Okay, you had an argument, and?
Yeah, and after I found out, what had been going on, I just took my stuff and left.
Did you take the engagement ring?
Not when I left initially.
You came back to get the engagement ring?
We had conversations about trying to work out the bills and to work out the situation after I left, and she gave it back to me. We had made a second agreement as far as a few of the things that I would get returned. And,
like what?
Air conditioner, futon, GameCube.
You mean all the things that I just told you could have? Told you to come back and get?
Mr. Yatow, don't interrupt him. Go ahead.
And I was going to get that stuff back and then give her a little bit of money to help her out with various things, nothing.
So did that come about?
I went by the house and I went to pick up the stuff, and the stuff that I was looking for was either not there or in a room that was locked that I didn't go in.
There's no locks on the doors in our house.
What word didn't you understand about being quiet? How much money were you going to give her?
The bill, the Home Depot bill was around like $500 or $600, and I had offered to give her half of that and get some of the stuff back. Most of the stuff that I was getting back was extra. She had another television, and another air conditioner, and the futon was
How
extra.
long had you been together at that point, Mr. Stafford?
A little less than a year.
Let's get to the harassment.
As far as after
Unless
the
you want to
agreement,
forget the harassment.
well, after the agreement that we had made, I told her, I said, you got to get everything together for me if you want me to come back and get it. And she never called me back with that we didn't talk for about a month or two. And I just left her alone. She called a couple of times my parents' house and looking for me. And it wasn't really until January that it got bad because I had W-2s and they were actually sent to that address. And she called my house and told my mother that she wasn't going to return them until she got her money. And I never got them.
Why didn't you send them as W-2s?
I asked his mother what to do, and she said, I'll let him know that you called with them, because the minute I received them, I called and said, now, the truth is I could never get a hold of him after we broke up.
Why didn't you just send it to his mother?
I just didn't think it was worth it. I haven't opened them. They're still sitting at my house. He never asked me for them. He has my email address. I don't know. I didn't know what to do with them.
Why didn't you just send them to his mother?
Because she didn't ask me to. She said, I'll let him know that you called.
Go.
So then it was an issue of, before any of this taking me to court for any type of money, we had been emailing each other to try and figure things out. And at one point in time, the agreements had been put on paper on email. And I noticed I tried to log in.
Do you have a copy of that agreement? I'd like to see it.
I tried to log into my email a couple of times and I couldn't get in. Someone had been breaking into my email. So I had sent Yahoo had sent me a letter saying that someone had been entering it.
Let me see. Do you have that letter?
Yes, right here. It says the 3 things they needed to do to get into my email account. Emails were being deleted, written.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You even say, I'm going to sell the ring that I'm not giving back to you. Did you do that?
I returned it to the place. They gave me a credit.
Look at my eyes and tell me exactly what you did.
I did.
Look at my eyes.
And later today.
Is it correct that her car was blocking the alleyway?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
The reason why I did not park on the street is because there's a sign that says no parking on pavement.
I don't care if you park on Pluto.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.